Okay, welcome back to another episode. This is the final stretch before I take the test on the 18th. We're now measuring it in days, which is really easy to do because you just take today's the 4th minus 18. It's going to be 2 weeks, so we can still measure it in weeks, but we've only got 2 weeks, 14 days before the test. So I'm shaking up. I finished going by topic and reading the official Juniper documentation and finding an official Juniper example to follow. I finished doing that for all the topics on the curriculum. So I'm changing up my study quite a bit for this week until Saturday. I'm going to be building out code snippets that I'll use Anki to memorize. These are code snippets based on a former coworker of mine's notes that he took when he prepared to study for the JNC ISP. Now, there's two caveats to that. The first is that he studied for JNC ISP version 960. I'm going to be taking version 961. The other caveat is he did not pass the test. He took it twice and did not pass either time. I'm not sure if he passed it since then. I've kind of fallen out of touch, but it might not necessarily be a reason not to trust these. I think more it's kind of a reason to be more cautious and not to just rely on route memorization for this exam. Far more important than that is going to be being crafty, using help, using all the tools I've got, and being able to respond in real time to real questions. Okay, so where I left off last was interface LACP options. Yeah, and that's not to say that these are all going to be perfect. It is very possible that there are issues in here, and then of course I don't know which version he was using of VMX. I'm using version 17, the test is using version 19, so if I'm expecting to just sit down on test day and just type out what I memorized, I'm definitely not going to pass because the commands aren't even going to be the same. It's far more important that I can get crafty. I can learn myself out of a jam by using the help, and that I can use the question mark and the trace options to figure something out in real time. That's going to be a lot more effective than just memorization. Okay, so I left myself a handy note here. I finished here. So I'm going to start here now. The next card is going to be interface generic link protection. So you can see how easy this is. The question's something like set up aggregated Ethernet interfaces with link protection. Just memorizing how to do that is not going to be as effective of a strategy as simply pulling up help apropos and looking up how to do it. So to demonstrate that, I'm on router 2 here. It doesn't matter, it can be just on any router. And let's see if I can get that. If I can demonstrate how I would figure that out. So this is basically the exact opposite of just memorization. So is going to be 802.1ag, so I do need to memorize that it's 802.1ag, but I can also try leg, I can try aggregated, a bunch of different things. Okay, so let's try leg. Oh, we're getting meshes on flag. Let's try aggregate. Okay, aggregate might be, here we go. Ethernet aggregated, perfect. We got an example. Yep, so there we go. This is the whole, so you can see this is going to be a much better strategy than memorization. Not only did I only take, less than 2 minutes to find this, it's all there, including the edit chassis. And then I have no danger of having memorized the wrong thing. You go in, you type in what you memorized, and it's just completely off. But I think memorization does have a role on any exam. It's just especially unreliable on an exam like this. So let's keep going, I guess mostly because I don't even really know what to do. It's like, what else would I do besides this anyway? And this will kind of satisfy my anxiety of not having used Anki very much during this test. Yeah, so I have a feeling how it's going to be graded is they're going to have you take trace options, narrow everything down. They're going to have you send traps and stuff to remote servers, and then a big part of your grade is whether or not that data shows up properly. Okay, so it looks like, so does this fall under interface MPLS? Okay, this is kind of interesting that MPLS is just kind of orphaned there, because it should have its own section at some point. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Why does this look so weird? Alright, well, let's do it anyway. Yeah, because basically what I should be prepared to do in this exam um, is see something I've never seen before. So this dash MSB dash LSB, I've never seen that before. But I should be able to use the help and figure it out and type it in. I'm not sure exactly how the verification will look, but the other thing is they should give me instructions to complete, such as pinging or such as verifying my traps or something like that. So hopefully I'll have a chance to kind of tell whether or not I've gotten it right before moving it on. Oh, you know what? Okay, so this is a new section. So we'll call it BFD. I know what it stands for. It stands for bidirectional forwarding detection. So yep, this is a new section. Yeah, because it looks like he's got yep, new things like this with, and then within he's got yeah. Those are just not super consistent, but okay. Oh. SMPLS. Yeah, this is BFD. Great, so that looks good to me. Moving on to the next one. It's going to be BFD options. Okay, so that's good. This hitless keyword is a really good one. It means it's not gonna make a change. Oh, actually, I'm not sure what hitless means there. Okay, but let's just move on. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it's got show route hidden on there, which is really good. That's going to be an essential command to know for the exam. I've used it many times in my study. I'm just curious to see if he's got, what am I thinking about here? Let me finish this card first, and then I'm curious to see if he's got advertising protocol and receiving protocol commands on there for show routes. Because if he wasn't comfortable using those, that would be a bad thing. And I feel really comfortable using those, really comfortable using those. Yeah, so I'm really comfortable looking at routing tables for distance vector, or so for certain protocols you get an advertising protocol, receiving protocol, ones that advertising receiving because certain IG. Sorry. Let me try to explain this. So you've got a command show route, of course, we all know that, but you've also got more commands here. Advertising protocol. So for advertising protocol, you're only limited to these 5 protocols. That's because not every protocol actually advertises routes. There are protocols that advertise databases that are used to build a map, and then each calculates the shortest path along that map. So OSPF, ISAS clearly are ones that work that way, so they are missing from this because they don't work the same way. Okay. All right, that's it for this card. Moving on to the next one. Oh yeah, and I was curious. We'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these to know where to come back, and let's see if he's got. Okay, so he does have advertising protocol on there. Let's see if he has receive protocol. He does. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, those are absolutely essential commands to use during the exam. Okay. All right. So the next one we're gonna have PIR routing policy, protocol independent routing. So these are things that don't apply to a protocol used for routing, such as OSPF, ISAS. They're used for static routes, or they're just general rules that apply to every protocol. Okay, so next is OSPF. Yeah, this is just so clear to me. Like I know this so well. Okay, and this we saw in the lab. Uh, it's actually required to run if you're using OSPF version 3 because it's got to choose a router ID that is a IPv4 address. And if you don't have any IPv4 addresses configured, as might be the case if you're running OSPF version 3 and using all IPv6, you'll need to give it a manual router ID because it doesn't have anything to choose from automatically. And we saw that in the lab, and I was able to figure that out using trace options. It said very clearly that it was missing a router ID when I had trace options running. So, so yeah, that's as I've said, this is kind of just meant to ease anxiety more than anything else. I guess I don't know. Maybe I could be using my time more effectively right now. If I can, I better figure that out pretty fast. But I think this is probably the best way to use my time. Especially since Saturday's going to be. Once Saturday comes, I won't be able to go back and do this. This is going to be the last time I have a chance to study in a way that is not absolutely the most efficient way to study. Okay, so moving on, OSPF area start types. Another thing I would like to check is if he's got traffic engineering in these notes for OSPF. Ah, he does. Perfect. Oh, my desk is too high. Oh my god. I'm looking forward to, like, whether I pass or fail this thing, just the fact that it'll be over is like, would be so great. Like, I win either way because if I pass or if I fail, like, it's over. Having it be over is the most important thing. It'd be nice if I could pass it too, but I will take a fail knowing that it is over. And I'm not going to do a retake. It's an expert level exam. I can go up another chain. I can diversify my skill set. There's just no reason, I think, to specialize. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, so like I'm seeing the word virtual link, and that kind of scares me a little bit because I don't know that much about it, but I can always just do virtual, and I should get information on virtual link. Yeah, so we can see right here OSPF v3 virtual link, oh, and for v2 as well. Yep, so it's all right here. It's going to be under, yep, so it gives you the hierarchy as well. Yep, edit protocols, area ID, and then virtual link, and then you put in your neighbor ID, their router ID, transit area. Yeah, so this is much better. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh. Oh, I remember what virtual links are now. Okay, so a virtual link is a way you can have a non-contiguous area by just building a virtual link through a transit area to connect. Just basically, you're just artificially satisfying that requirement that they are contiguous by building a virtual link to connect them. I remember that. Okay, so next is OSPF database control. I just have this sickening feeling that I'm gonna get crushed on exam day. I don't know why I feel so unprepared, but I really feel unprepared, and that's a bad sign too, because I think generally when I have passed tests, I felt just so completely prepared that like they could ask me literally anything. They could ask me about quantum physics, and I would be able to just do all the equations. Like, you know, obviously I studied what was on the exam, but I just felt ludicrously prepared for like all except for I think one of my passes, and all of my fails. I just came in thinking, oh well, you know, I don't know this, don't know that, didn't study enough on this, didn't study enough with that. Whenever I've kind of winged it and come in on test day, knowing that I haven't studied enough, that is when I failed. So I think I can honestly say that if I fail, the issue isn't that I didn't study enough, because I have a track record of all my study. I was very consistent. I studied enough. But the question, if I fail, is going to be, did I study effectively? And that I think is going to be a good question. Okay, so next is OSPF troubleshooting. Okay, so this is a good kind of reminder of my strategy. My strategy is to have the trace options files all created and ready to go and configured at every hierarchy. But my strategy basically was just to create a file, OSPF. I wasn't going to do like a .log or anything. I was just going to say the name of what I want to see log messages for. And then the flag all. I wasn't planning to get in more specific, but as we can see here, there might be good reason to do that, because I might be able to get more detail if I dive down and get more specific. So that's a way I can fight and not give up if I feel like I'm just completely losing on exam day and I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to check. First thing I can do is those trace options with flag all, and then if I'm still confused, I can just say, you know what, I think it's this is where my mind's going, so let's do that, and let's do a detail, and I can start to rule things out that way. Much better than just giving up. Okay, so now we're going to do ISAs. Yep, and this is definitely going to be an issue for getting this. I also spent a video, you can go back and watch, where I spent over an hour only to realize that I had left off family MPLS. That's going to be a really easy one to mess up on. But that's why I'm getting all the hands-on experience. That's why I invested in well, it wasn't that expensive, but if you were going to buy a it's about the cost of a new computer. Like it costs the same as the laptop I'm using right now. So basically, I just bought another computer, but it's a specialized computer with no graphics card in it. I mean, I could probably use it going forth. I'll definitely use it for further study. Yeah, and the other thing I can do for things like that, ignore attach bit, is I can use the help so if I'm configuring protocols ISIS, from here I can use help topic. What is the tip for the day? But I can do, yeah, so I can use help topic, and then I think it narrows it down. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No. Oh, I think it does. It just gives me help topic for protocols. So these are all protocols. If I were to go up, yeah. So we're under protocols ISIS. If I were to go up, edit protocols, help topic. We can see we've got the same things, but if I go back like this and do a help topic, oh, okay. Well, I thought you could filter it that way, but you can't. But yeah, that help is going to be really important. On Saturday when I do the mock exam, hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate how I plan to use that. I might need to keep my mouth shut though for that mock exam though, because I clearly can't talk during the actual exam. Okay, I think this is going to be the last card. I'm very nearly out of time. Okay, so that's going to be it. I'll do 10 of these, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to help me pick it up faster. And we can see we're about a third of the way through. So I should have this wrapped up by Friday. And then on Saturday I'll do a mock-up. If I'm done with this beforehand, we'll actually use Anki to do this. But we're gonna do a mock-up on Saturday. So I'll be spending most of my time doing that sort of stuff. So this kind of route memorization stuff is best done today and this week. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.